What's up, guys? I'm Dave. I'm going to tell you a little bit today about curating a gallery wall and like what to look for, how to do it, how I went about it. I have zero art experience. I just know what I like, and I kind of knew what I wanted to put together on this wall. Frames are important, but they're not the most important thing. Photos, most important thing. How you display them, how you arrange them, and the colors that flow from the photos are important. We want to kind of curate a board in our head of things that we like, things that we want to represent ourselves in. For me, it's pictures of the beach, it's pictures of kind of naturey things with surfing. This gallery wall started with 70 photos in a folder on my desktop. It was every time I would be bored doing something, I'd just go on Google, I'd go on Instagram, and I'd throw some pictures, screenshots of pictures in folders just to start. As I started honing it down, I said, okay, these would look better together, these would look better together, and I took that 70 and I made it 25. Now comes the challenging part. You have 25 pictures, you have to break them down by color. You have to look at these pictures and say, okay, that's very orange, that's a very blue, so that's kind of warmer, that's colder, but that's cold with a little orange in it, so can they work together? If I put them together with a blue VW bus on top of them, is it gonna bring a warmth to it? So there's a lot that goes into this. So I had the 25 pictures. I said, now I need rights, right? I respect photographers. You need rights to print random people's pictures. Of the 25 pictures, if they were from Instagram or if they were from Google, I had to figure out whose pictures they were and if I was allowed to print them, because I don't want to print some random people's pictures. I want the highest quality version of that picture, and I want to know that they're comfortable that I'm using their art. DM photographers on Instagram. Be like, hey, I love this shot. Do you mind if I get digital rights to it, or do you sell prints? If it's digital rights, it's just for me to use in X, Y, and Z. I like to use my printing house. My preferred printer is X. I want to print it on this type of paper. Most photographers do respect the fact that you're reaching out and you're not just screenshotting and printing their stuff. And every time I take a picture of the wall, I like to tag some of the artists, photographers, and just respect their work. So now there's two other parts once you gather your pictures. It's how do you want to arrange them on a wall? Two is the frame color and the frame material have to complement your pictures. So I opted for old barns. These frames were actually barns in Texas that this guy knocks down, saves the wood, reclaims it, and remakes them into photo frames. You can see the frames have like nail holes where they were siding of buildings. There's different colorations, and to me it adds a whole nother dimension to the pictures. Now, I knew I wanted to go with a random arrangement, so I started laying out the frames on the floor. I didn't have the pictures printed yet. I got the frames, I laid them all out, right? I just ordered random sizes based on what I believed I needed for the wall. Now I took my laptop, I set it on the floor in front of all the frames, and I was like, that would look good at this size, that would look good at this size. I also printed some pictures in 3 different sizes, because if it's a difference of $5 or $6, I have an extra print, I can swap it into a frame based on as I need it. So as I'm looking at the pictures on the floor, I realized I wanted some consistency in the inconsistency of the frame sizing. So you'll notice if there's 2 frames that are the same size, I tried to line them up, which a lot of people won't do when they're curating walls because they want everything to be mismatched. So the only places you have straight lines in my wall are when 2 pictures are the same size. So these 2 biggest pictures, they are exactly the same level. I started with those and I built around that and around the sconces on the wall to make it flow and kind of be consistent. So knowing how your frames work and how you have like different mounting methods, there's other things you can use to kind of get your frame in place on a wall. This is a picture hanging kind of helper. You hang your picture here, you would then put it up against the wall and you press it in and it'll show you where your nail hole needs to be so that your frame is centered and you have it exactly where you need it while you're hanging on the picture. For nails, it's important that if you're nailing your pictures in a wall, you get the nails with like the little ridges in them, because the ridges are gonna help you from like the nail sliding too far in the wall. Usually walls are built with 5/8 inch sheetrock, so always go for a nail that's 1 5/8 inch. That way you can have a good amount of nails sticking out of the wall, and you can adjust accordingly. So that's how your non-formally art trained person goes about making a photo wall. I'm sure if you're formally trained, there's some other things I didn't talk about, but that's all I know. Basically, you hang the picture on this little hook here, and now you can put it on the, whoop.